visual thing, because Terry Smith is now going to be telling us about using sign language. Is he not? He is, isn't he? According to my... Okay, that's good. I'm liking this haircut, it's great. So yeah, Terry Smith is going to be telling us about this. I am right. Yes, so if you welcome to the stage Terry Smith to tell us about sign language.
Okay, I'd like to give you this talk about why babies sign should happen for all children from birth all the way to 18 months. Because we need to remember that sign language is a visual language, it's a formal language, but what we're talking about, or I'm talking about today, is actually the signs. A few signs that will make communication development a lot earlier for all children. Now, how many adults that have experience with children, that special cry, that special way that they need the toilet, they need a nappy, they need feeding? Well, if we've got this early communication, this sign that we're talking about, the child would disappear. Most. You get better engagement. You're going to get a happier child because now they're having that interaction where spoken language isn't there yet. The understanding of those words hasn't formed, but the actual hand gestures are there. So we've got lots, obviously at a very early age, sort of 6 months, you've got this child who smiles, so you can see good and bad. You can also see eye contact. Well, we're talking about communication visually, so irrespective of knowing signs, they're looking into that communication. Now, as I said, up to 12 months, now a child who signs can now get up to 9 words in signs that will be communicated between parent and child or caregivers. And up to 12 to 18 months, this is where speech starts coming in. So you're going to say, you've saved 3 months having that early communication with the child. And this, obviously, now the child is more manipulative. In a nice way, I want bottle, bring it here. There's this communication, and if you've got that contact, this is where we now move on to the idea of being reinforced. You've got the parents who are helping now formulate the hands, because these gestures aren't natural, but they're going to be simplistic because it's working with babies. And what do? How do we do this? By using visual references. You'll look for, there's a toy, there's a bottle, and we go around the room, and then you bring in those signs to connect with those objects. And this visual element is part of sign language. And then how do we do it? This magical thing called the finger, and it's called a reference point. And we go around in our life using this as adults. But as children, they'll start following, as we see by 12 to 18 months, start to follow gaze. And what do we see? We see eye contact. Now, as people who speak, we use our voice. We expect Johnny, Mary, me. But we've got this now. There's more of an emphasis on the eye contact, and that's what a child who can't move at the early ages to later start using it. And what happens? We have more engagement because you're meeting the eye contact. You're not requiring a response to a voice. You're actually using this. Now, this social engagement makes a happy child. You've now got communication. You've now got I want a bottle. How does this work? Repetition. Everybody in that circle, from the teacher to the parents to the visitors, repeating these signs makes this work. Because they see this repeated, like with speech. Speech versus sign. I put that up to be controversial. There is no speech versus sign because it's simultaneous. So I'm not saying about don't sign to your child and don't speak to your child. Speech reinforces. The sign supports the speech. And this is how it happens. So basically, simple hand gestures, we're saying eat, drink, bottle. Eat, drink, bottle. And as I say, this is just one of 3 examples, but does this mean every child is now bilingual and can now go on the TV and sign? No, it's just signs. That's why I emphasised before about sign language. Sign language is like English. It's a complex structure. But for now, it does give you the opportunity to give a child the potential to be bilingual or multilingual because they can join 32% of the British population. It's a choice, but what we're talking about as the start of the talk, it's up to 18 months. Why do I say about doing both? It improves, obviously, their ability to get their needs met, and also because you've also got now an opportunity to make it to use that flexible mind to create a bilingual child who's going to be able to operate in different linguistic environments. How do we do this? ABC, everyone loves ABC, but it's first aid. But for this one, it's just basically make the sign accurate, so we all use the same sign, make it brief, and make it clear. And what we need to remember for the final point, who's it for? Do you want to eat? Do you want to drink? Do you want milk? Do you want to eat? Do you want to drink? Milk. Thank you for watching.